Over the last few months we've been on a real journey working with 6 really lovely 9 and 10-year-old children from a local school. And all of the children were people who wanted to improve their confidence and feel better about themselves and learn to have more fun and be happier.
I was very glad when I got picked. I feel safe here, and it's just as good as being at home really, because you've got everything you've ever wanted here. It's you get to work with animals, you get to go out on trips, and it's just really fun.
Yes, the gallery has been important. Many times I drove past and I just smiled because I knew on Thursdays and Fridays I always worked there. So over here you might have to be imaginative, like you get all your imagination out. You don't put a wall to no imagination. You just break that wall with a giant hammer or a bomb or something like that. Just let all the imagination flow and just give all your ideas.
Being here, it's hard to explain what it is like being here, but it's really fun and sometimes serious. It has been a bit of a dream come true to me because I've always wanted to be an artist and to create art, and it has come true.
We went through really quite a process because we knew from the beginning it was something about dogs, but actually we didn't know what that would be. So we looked at the many elements of what dogs are to human beings and what human beings are to dogs, and for a process of debate and discussion narrowed it down to several options, and then decided it was going to be about sort of hero dogs, or dogs that are companions who are a benefit to human beings, basically. So it was a process of making a cohesive exhibition, which is always a really interesting thing to do individually, but when you're doing it with a group, and when you're doing it with a group of 10-year-olds, is a really interesting experience.
It's different, I will say that. You have to work really hard. The first few weeks that you come here, you're a bit playful, you're still a bit messing about, but then once you get into it, you have to start probably focusing on it. And if someone like me did it, I think that they would really enjoy it, because it's just amazing. It's you don't get opportunities like this. You wouldn't usually do this until university, so it's really good.
I'm a fine art student at the university, and I really wanted to learn how an artistic event is choreographed and curated. I've almost got a different feel altogether through working with the children, because it wasn't just an adult's point of view, it was the children's, and it completely changes how you look at the event altogether.
Making where we're going to put stuff, so it was really fun, making things and putting things in places, so then we would get use our imagination to do that.
We voted for different photos, and the ones that didn't make it, we got to take home.
So when we started planning, it was fun. We came up with many ideas to make it, but at the end we all came up with one full idea, some ideas there and there and there and there. We put it together.
When everyone first came here, I assumed that we were all a bit nervous. I know I was. But once we got to know each other, it got a lot better. We were all feeling happier, more confident with what we could do, and it was just great, really.
It's been very interesting. The group have changed. The more introverted young people have become more able to express what they think in the group and be more extroverted have allowed them to do that and joined in as being part of the group. So it's very much melded into a group experience.
I think it's changed my artwork. I've improved, and creating things I've been more confident.
The first day they got here, they were all just kind of bunched up and were a bit like, oh no, what's happening, and really nervous and kind of like fragile. But now they all just walk in, they take off the shoes, they sit away from each other, just doing their own little thing, and we come in and they have conversation, and it's just so much more comfortable here.
I'm feeling really confident that it's going to go well. I think lots of people are going to turn up. So far, what we've basically done, we've planned where we think everything should go. We're deciding on the colours and stuff like that. We aren't quite positive about lighting and stuff, but we've decided on height on stuff and stuff like that, so I think it's going to go well.
So when we first watched a selection of adverts and films during the intensive process, maybe 5 days in, they found it very hard to see anything of value in the work in front of them or to find anything to say about that work. And then when we were selecting last week or the week before and looking at really quite very thoughtful, challenging, beautiful, well-conceived work, they were able to see that and recognise it and articulate why they wanted it in their show and what its relationship was to the other pieces. And that is just really exciting for me as someone who works in this way, to see that change and to have confirmed yet again that even very young people and young children are fully capable of making very sophisticated aesthetic choices when given the tools and the time and the framework and the encouragement to be able to do that.
Yes, it has helped me of how I look at art. Sometimes when I look at art, a long time ago, I just said, whoa, that's such a detailed one. But now, I know the emotion of it, of what's happening in it. So I know the emotion it is in. If there's the colors are down and dump like black and those, I know that it's all sad and something tragic happened. But when it's like yellow, green, light blue, all those happy colors in one, I know it's a really happy picture.
My favourite bit of work is the really big sausage dog. It's really funny and it like shows that they're not just little, they're like the boss too.
I found, and we found in Effervescent, that actually youth art by young people, is often not seen at the same level as other work that's produced. And we very much pride ourselves on doing things as well as anyone else is doing things. So when we decided to curate with young people, it was really that idea of stopping the idea that young people come into a gallery for a bit of education or like a workshop, but actually they become the voice of authority within the gallery. So it's their choice and it's their decisions that then get conveyed to the audience. And through that, hopefully, and I think we've shown that actually we create exhibitions that are meaningful and engaged because they mean something to the group and therefore they mean things to other people as well.
I hope audiences will feel happy that like where we've put our stuff and like make them go like this. Oh my God, the children have done this.
I think audiences are going to be a bit surprised with what we've done because like some of our pictures are high, some of them are low, some of them are on TVs, and I think it's going to be really great because like the walls are in different shapes and like some of them are cut in, some of them are going up, and it looks really good actually. Once we've got all the photos in, it will look like a different room really.
But I don't actually know because we haven't saw what it's going to be looking like. So I hope I'm going to be amazed when I see it.
I myself think that they're going to smile through the whole thing. They always do in my school assemblies. And I just can't stop smiling when they're there.
It's not a simple process, it's not an easy process, but it's fun. It's like no job I've ever had before.